Special Crimes Unit, surrender and return to your cells. Light them up!
That worked well.
Then, like the hanged man, we are at the end of our rope.
Wow, I hate you.
You can thank us later, losers.
You all right?
Somewhat. Glad you made it.
We get to that room or we're dead.
Should have brought a tank.
Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. So today I'm taking a look at new Suicide Squad number 5. This is from the new 52 and I have reviewed the first 4 issues so far. So be sure to check those out if you haven't already. The art on this is by Rob Hunter and Tom Derenick, and it's by those two instead of Jeremy Roberts. And I believe Rob Hunter helped do some of the backup art on the first 4 issues, but Jeremy Roberts did the majority of it, and I like his art better than these two guys, but they do okay. This is written by Sean Ryan, who also wrote the first 4 as well as this issue, and the cover is by Juan Ferreira. So starting off, the cover's pretty good. I couldn't find a variant cover as far as I know, so as far as I could tell, this is the only one. It's got the 4 main members of this version of the Suicide Squad. There's Black Manta and Harley and Captain Boomerang, and this version of Reverse Flash, who is Danny West. So Danny West is Iris's younger brother, and he started off as a small-time criminal, but eventually he gains the power to absorb the speed force from other people who are speedsters. So he's a speedster too, but he's a little bit different. He isn't as fast as the Flash, but he can absorb speed force from people, and he also has metal armor and some other things he can do, along with enhanced speed and of course enhanced speed, but also enhanced strength and durability. So that's pretty cool. It's an interesting little team, and I was kind of wondering because they left Joker's daughter behind in the last issue, and they don't show her on the cover of this one, so I was wondering, but we find out what happens. So anyways, starting off on the first page, it shows some guys in China, and they're rolling a suspended animation tube, and it's got a humanoid in it, and they're talking about it, and they're just like, I hope this one's perfect and all that, hope it comes out good. So we get the first real page, and it's a full splash page, but it's just Amanda Waller sitting at the edge of her bed, and I don't know, if you're going to use a full splash page, especially right at the beginning, you'd probably want to do it for something more dynamic than this, in my opinion. And how tall is her wall? You know, her ceiling must be really high up, even though her room is unfurnished. So that's that. And the next page, there's no words on these 2 pages, and there's there's the one whole page where it's just her sitting at the edge of her bed, and then the next, which is a full page of her getting ready for work, and she's showering, but it's not really, I'm not sure what the point of this page is other than showing her morning routine, because it's not really sexy or anything. You're just kind of like, oh, okay, and then you flip to the next page and you expect something to be happening, right? No, it's Amanda Waller driving to work. So I don't know if Sean Ryan got paid by the word on this comic, but you got some, on the very first page you have the Chinese guys talking, and then you have 3 pages, literally 3 pages, and mind you, this is a 17-page book, so I don't want to do the math, but that's a pretty high percentage of the book that didn't have any words on it. So you get to the 4th page, and Amanda Waller's finally in the office, and she's getting she's talking to her secretary assistant lady, and they're recapping the last mission, which was a total disaster, and took up the first 4 issues. And they're talking about, Vic Sarge, who was the other guy, if you haven't seen the first 4 issues, who's basically trying to usurp Amanda Waller's position. He's in DC, Washington DC right now, basically complaining. So we get this picture on the next page. It's Deadshot. He's doing rehabilitation because he did survive the last mission, but he got really severely injured. His legs were all broken and everything. It was pretty bad. They really basically tortured him on that one. So he's going through his rehabilitation routine there, and then on the next page, Waller's come down and is talking to him. And I don't know if you can see it on the video, but if you look at Deadshot sitting in the wheelchair there, his face just does not look right. Some of the art is pretty good in this book, but it's not as good as in the first 4 issues when Jeremy Roberts was doing the art, in my opinion. Plus, too, the background. What is that? It's just a checkerboard floor. It's very generic. So that's interesting. And she's talking to him and tells him about the mission for some reason, even though he can't go. And on the next page, you see him looking really strange again, the way he's drawn in that top middle panel. Like, I don't know, that's really wonky. So he's mad because he doesn't get to go on the mission, and Captain Boomerang is going in his place. So that was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages where it's Deadshot in a wheelchair and she's talking to him. Okay, so that's 9 pages. We're 9 pages in, and it's just a whole lot of garbage so far. So we're on the 10th page, and I'm counting actual pages. I'm not counting the ads and inserts, the promo for the next issue, and all the stuff in the back. You know, I'm counting actual pages of the story. So we get to page 10, and it's the actual Suicide Squad, and they're in a semi-trailer in the back, and they're in China, and they're on a mission there to disrupt the guys we saw on the very first page who were wheeling the humanoid in suspended animation. So there's a little joke there about how Harley Quinn's totally nuts because she's listening to music, but she doesn't have headphones on. They do that same joke in the Assault on Arkham movie too, so that, you know, it's okay. And this page isn't terribly drawn. They also have man bats with them for some reason. They don't really explain. They're ninja man bats, and so they're all just sitting there talking. And then we get the next page. It's Amanda Waller and Black Manta talking to each other through their radio communication, and they've had these little chats before too. I don't know if there's going to be a romantic interest between the two, which would kind of be cool, or if they're just talking because he's the leader of the mission. So the next page, it's another one of these great pages with no words for artistic effect, I guess you could say, but it's just, okay, there's a 3D model of a building at the top, and then 3 generic security guys, and 1 is surprise. And the next page, you get a full splash page, which I guess is pretty cool. It's not really something I enjoy looking at, but at least it's pretty decently drawn. And it's the Ninja Man Bats. They're chopping up to those security guards and go past them. And the team is at their van. I guess they have a van now. It doesn't show them switching from the semi to the van at any point, but they do now. They're in a red van. So they send their speedster through, and he runs through, opens the chain fence, and puts a bomb on the wall to the building and blows it up. And they drive through with the van, so they're inside the base now, and they all run inside. And Harley Quinn and Black Manta and everybody, they see all of the guys there that are in the tubes, and Harley Quinn says, "What the heck are they making in here?" And Black Manta says, "Superheroes, a whole fleet of superheroes." So that's what China was doing there. They're doing cloning and stuff to try and make their own Justice League, essentially. So then an alarm goes off, and Harley Quinn punches it to break it, and what that does, apparently, is it wakes up all of the guys who are in suspended animation, and that's the very last page is what you see there, is all the mutant, freaky, some of whom are superpowered guys, all are loose now and are coming at the Suicide Squad. So that will pick up in the next issue. We'll see them battle those guys, I imagine. I don't know why, I'm going to continue reading this series. It's real hit or miss. It's really not that great, which is a shame, particularly this issue. I'm hoping this issue is a low point for the series because the writer really phoned it in and we didn't get the usual artist. I really like the idea, though. It had so much potential, and the Suicide Squad's a really fun idea. You've got these supervillains, they send them on covert missions around the world, and they do crazy stuff and have crazy adventures. But sometimes the execution just isn't that great. Alright, so that's all for now. I'll have another video up before you know it, and as always, thanks for watching, and if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe.
End of line.